Okay, let's keep the laughter going right now for our next female comic. Please welcome Erica Wadell.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Yeah, got a Gucci fan. Nice. My name is Erica, and this is the first time that I'm doing stand-up. Actually, I should rephrase because I've been stood up before. But this is the first time that comedy's been involved, so this is a first for me. On top of that, I work a desk job, so I sit most of the day, and I stand up about 3 times a day, which my Apple Watch tells me is really bad for my health. And so I guess there's a room for improvement all around here. I work in the insurance industry, and I have a role as a producer, so I actually sell policies. And in order to sell insurance in the state of California, you have to be licensed. And the licensing process usually goes something like 7 days of classes, and then you take a test pretty much immediately following. It's like you have to cram everything in and take it as quickly as you possibly can before it all escapes. So it's been equated to the bar exam in terms of pass rate, which might be impressive if the entire test wasn't written at a 2nd grade reading level. Also, you only have to score a 60% to pass this test. If you know anything about grades at all, 60% is actually failing. But in our industry, I guess it's passing, so the bar's pretty low. Outside of that, I'm a millennial, or at least I call myself a millennial, but technically speaking, I can fit into a couple of categories. My birth year is actually the cutoff between being a millennial or being a Gen Z. And, I can fit into both camps. Like, on the one side, I can be a millennial. Like, I'm on Facebook. I've got commitment issues. I eat avocado toast. On the flip side, I can also be a Gen Z. I can, bust out a TikTok dance like the best of them, okay? And I can also pretend to care about social issues and the environment. It's great. And then there's, this weird third category that I sort of fit into, where people will tell me often, they're like, Erica, you're such an old soul. Yeah, you're an old soul. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Thank you? I don't know. And I thought about it, because I literally get this comment all the time, and I was like, I need to ask somebody what that means. Why do they call me an old soul? And so I was thinking, and I talked to somebody the next time that they said this to me, and I said, what is it? Is it because I'm just so, mature in my presence, and I look, so much older than I am? And they're like, no, actually, it's more like you look like a child, but you talk like an old person, and it's really creeping us out. So, I'm okay, I get it. I'll stop. Thank you. I live in Orange County. You might be thinking, why does somebody that's just starting their life and their career want to live in the most expensive place in the entire country? I ask myself the same thing. I don't know. But yet, here we are. And I have a sister that lives in northern Michigan. And if you don't know northern Michigan, it's basically like Siberia for 5 months out of the year. She lives in what I would call, a discounted lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like if you go to Big Five and they have their blowout end of summer sale and everything's 70% off. It's not Lululemon, but there's some value there. So, my sister, going back to her, she has a whole house, a family. She's got puppies, a house. She's got a garage. I don't have a garage. I pay triple the amount to live where I live, and I don't have a garage. I have a parking placard that I have to pay for every year, and what that gives me is a spot on the street to park. Don't get it twisted, I don't have a spot. It gives me an opportunity at a spot on the street. So coming home every day, typically it'll look something like this. I'm very hopeful as I turn onto my street. I've got the groceries in the back. I'm driving, I'm in a good mood, and I'm thinking, okay, I'll find a spot this time. Never happens. Never. So I'll be really hopeful. I'm driving down and I see an opening, and I'm like, yes, finally, praise the Lord. And I get closer, inching forward. I'm like, that's a driveway. And the rest of it usually goes something like driveway, fire hydrant, red curb, ice cream truck, homeless encampment, guy's girlfriend that doesn't even live here. Why is she parking there? And then by this time, I'm like clear in San Diego County because it's just gotta pay a meter, take an Uber. It's nuts, man. You guys look like you could maybe be garage owners. Something about you, I don't know. But think about it. I mean, there's children in third world counties, like Riverside, that they like live in shelters, and you have a whole house, like a separate house for your car. I mean, God, the privilege. I mentioned I'm a millennial, and I live in Orange County, but I've kind of misled you a little bit tonight, audience. I'm not actually from Orange County. I'm actually from the Inland Empire. Yeah, I've got the area code to prove it. So, and you might not know this if you're not from the Inland Empire, but as soon as you're born there or you move there, you start to grow these weird markings, like right here on your back. It's called a tramp stamp. And it's both men and women. That's a common misconception. The 909 does not discriminate. So I have since, though, I've since traded in one evil for another. I no longer shop at Ross Dress for Less or drink Monster Energy drinks. But I do have to take out loans in order to pay my rent and buy groceries. So there's a huge discrepancy there. But that's the problem, none of us millennials can really afford to buy anything, so we're forced to rent everything. Like everything. There's like the obvious ones, like you rent a house or an apartment, or you might lease a car. But there's more obscure categories now. For instance, like I rent my Peloton, and I know guys that have rented like power tools for jobs, and ladies will rent like their clothing, handbags, other accessories, jewelry, this belt. Jewelry, handbags, lipstick, tampons. No, I'm just kidding. Who the hell would rent lipstick, right? Thank you guys so much. My name is Erica.
Wadell! One more time, funny stuff, first time.